possible overblown thing, but there is, various reports about it. I've seen Mike Fisher report it with the KP strip club incident. Do you think there's a rift between Luka and KP, or is this just media hoopla?
Well, I think there's an on-court rift, and I don't know if it's Luka or KP or coaching. I mean, to me, it's like you coach through those things. But there was a lot of times where he should have gotten the ball and he didn't. And there was other times where he got the ball and didn't do enough with it too, right? As far as the, people I talked to that would know said, hey, there's not a personality problem with Luka and KP. They're not like buddies or whatever, but they're not like yelling. Luka, it's just not their personalities. Even if they're jealous of one another or don't like one another, I don't think it's to a detriment. I think, to me, the things that bothered me were things that happened on the floor. And those are, Porzingis was not used the right way. Maybe he didn't earn that with his play. We can debate that too. But you don't use him as just go stand at a 45-degree angle and space the floor. It's effective, but you get that player on the move. He can put up numbers. Now, you're not going to ISO him and do all that kind of stuff. But there was other ways to use him that he was not used, and it was, as someone that believes in his abilities, I was frustrated.
More pick and rolls, more pick and pops?
Yeah, I think a little bit of that, but I also think using him as secondary action, cutting and moving towards the basket. When he gets the ball moving towards the basket, he's very difficult to stop. He's the kind of guy that I would set screens for off the ball, and hit him in those areas. I think he's very effective in those areas. So that's where I would go with it. I'm not a coach.
On Rick, how that transpired?
I mean, I don't know that that's fair for me to say that. I think he's certainly complicit in some of it or has a degree of responsibility in some of it. But I just don't think you leave these things up for 22 and 25-year-olds to figure out. I think they have to be coached. And if the relationship between Rick and Luka, which I don't know this, but if it had deteriorated to where he couldn't coach him anymore, then it's good that he's not here anymore. I don't know that. I wasn't told that, but there's certainly things I see that I think, I bet Rick doesn't think that's awesome, So if there's a disconnect there, that disconnect has to be fixed.
Definitely. Do you believe, given that Rick is gone, do you believe that KP will stay here, will be here? Because if it was the same regime, I think there would have probably been more speculation that maybe KP might be traded. Do you think
I think the problem with KP right now is you don't want to set. He's a really good player, borderline great player. And right now his value is not that, right? And so I would not trade him now unless I found another front office that valued him the same way. All those trade rumors that happened in February and all that, I think the Mavericks would have traded him if they got a great player in return. It's so hard to get that level of talent. And I know our fan base doesn't believe it, but all I have to do is take you back to September when he was doing it in the bubble. Like he was second team all bubble. That we're talking about. Then he got hurt. And then it never meshed again. To write off a 25-year-old guy with those abilities, I think is a huge mistake. So I would fix that in terms of on-floor chemistry, or I would get his value back up if I felt like it couldn't work long-term. But trading him now is...
selling pennies on the dollar.
I would be real hesitant to do that. But, hey, I trust the new regime to know what they're doing. I feel good about them.
For sure.